It's been so long. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for you to be here. My name is Carson, and this is my YouTube where I chat about knitting. Today's a special one because it is, first of all, I'm back. It's been a while. It's been maybe a month. I know I said I would start posting more regularly, but that was obviously a lie. That did not happen. I'm somewhat sorry, but honestly, I've just been chasing after a very active, mobile 9-month-old, and I'm tired. If you can't tell, I'm tired. But I'm back. I'm excited to be back, and today is a special one because it is another knitathon. So Pia from 50 Fabulous is hosting another knitathon. This one is fall. And if you saw my last knitathon podcast, it's basically just a day dedicated to your craft, to knitting, and Pia has lined up a bunch of podcasters and content for the knitathon, and so I'm not sure if she has her website like itinerary. I will post it below, but if not, I will post the next YouTuber below. So yeah, feel free to keep watching content. I think some of them, gosh, it's been so long. I want to say some of them are in Dutch and some of them are in English. I haven't, just disclaimer, I am filming this in advance because I will be traveling whenever the knitathon's happening, so I'm not prepared. I'm not super prepared, but I will put everything you need to know in the link below, and just know this is a knitathon episode, and so if you're here on the knitathon day when this goes live, I will post the next person below so you can keep watching if you'd like. But yeah, I have a big podcast for you because I've been saving everything. Honestly, every week I've been like, am I gonna film? And then I'm like, you know what? The knitathon's this day, so maybe I'll just keep everything and save it so it'll be a big one. And I have a lot to show you because I finished a lot over the past month and I started a lot over the past month. So let's just get into it, I guess. Well, first, let me say, whenever I'm filming this in real time, it is the 1st of October, and I hope and I pray that it feels like fall wherever you are, if it's fall for you. Yeah, I'm thinking about different hemispheres. But yeah, if it's fall, I hope it feels like fall. Fall is my personally favorite time of the year. I think it's a lot of knitters' favorite time of the year just because it's like sweater weather, it starts to get cooler, and I don't know, just everything I do, like baking, reading, it just feels very fallish anyways, and so I love fall. I love October specifically, and it does not feel like fall here. It is still 90 degrees, still extremely hot. Every year, which I say every year, since we moved back to Texas, this is our year 2 now, I guess, back in Texas, Washington had a wonderful fall. It was great. It might have even been a little too chilly for me. Sometimes. It was great. It was actually sweater weather, and you could drink hot coffee and it feel good, outside even. I don't know, it was just, apple cider, apple picking. It was the place to be in the fall. And moving back to Texas, my fall expectations are just really high, and I'm a little disappointed, to be honest, in the weather, but it's okay. It's fine. I know it might eventually cool off. We're still waiting where I am. So I hope you're having an appropriate fall season, because I ain't at the moment, and I'm disappointed. It's okay though. I think if I was uploading weekly, you would be able to see that I have not been knitting a ton recently within the past couple weeks. I think maybe because I'm a little disappointed in our fall weather, and I'm not that jazzed about it yet because it doesn't feel like fall, but in my heart it's fall, and technically it's fall. Yeah, but I have been making some stuff for the fall specifically, so you'll be able to see that here. And yeah, I wrapped up some, I guess it's summer knits technically because I was knitting on them in the summer, but they're definitely not summer knits. So let me just get into my finished objects. The first one I will show is one that has been waiting for a very long time. I think I started this a year ago. This is my husband's finished Montrealer. You can't really, oh wow, it's so really big. I can barely kind of show it, and it's been folded, so it's a little wrinkly, but it has been blocked, and it fits him, so that's big news. It has drawstrings. Funny story, we bought this pack of drawstrings that came with like a million colored drawstrings online. I'm talking all colors of the rainbow, and we don't really like any of them now that we tried them. So I don't know, this drawstring will probably get replaced. It's like a brownie greeny, I just don't know if it goes with it. But he wants a drawstring, thank goodness, because I don't want to make a super long I-cord. But this is it. This is his sweatshirt, hoodie, sweater. It is made with Cascade. Why did I even start that sentence? Because I don't know anymore. Cascade, I want to say Eco Merino, but don't quote me. It's a DK weight yarn, and I think this pattern is worsted. Honestly, I haven't looked at this pattern in so long. I don't even remember the modifications I did. I don't remember the details. I should have written them down, but I didn't, of course. But to be honest, I think this is the last time I'll be making this pattern. Not because it was a bad pattern, it was so easy to follow. The way it was written directionally was just very crisp, clear. I loved that. I don't want to knit another sweatshirt for my husband anytime soon. He's definitely, I mean, I said this would get to him by last Christmas. It obviously didn't. We have a theme. I promised to make him a sweater, and then it notoriously gets, it just, I never make it when I'm supposed to, which is fine. He does not care. He's excited for this one. I wish it was the weather for him to be able to wear it soon. I don't think it is. I think it's going to be a long time before he'll be able to wear this, because, I mean, it's 100% wool. Yeah. But it fits him nicely. It fits me nicely. I wouldn't wear it right now just because it's so hot. And honestly, I don't think I'm 100% non-superwash type of gal. I know that's kind of an unpopular opinion. I like superwash. It's so much... I feel like I might have a wool itch. Like, I get a little bit itchy with 100% non-superwash wool. But, you know, this ain't for me, it's for him. And I guess... I guess he likes it so far. I mean, he hasn't worn it besides around the house, just tried on, but it fits, which is amazing. It's raglan. Now, if you've been following my journey, you know this was not a Montrealer to begin with. It was a different sweatshirt pattern that was seamed, paneled, not my style. So after a couple months, I ripped it up and I started this one, and I'm so happy that I did. So happy, because even though it took me a long time, it's finally done. You know, you can see it's really large. I mean, well, I say really large. Me and my husband are pretty much the same size. I guess I did make it longer than I'm used to because I'm notorious for making my stuff cropped, because I think a lot of us do that sometimes because we get impatient. So yeah, I had to do a lot more knitting on this than I was used to, because I've really only ever made myself or Wilder sweaters. So making one for my husband was a lot of work, which that's not true. I made him one last year. It doesn't fit. We're not gonna talk about it because it's a sad, sad story. But so I was extremely happy this fit. Loved the raglan. I'm a raglan gal, I think. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I feel like I said a lot. And I worked on it for the past year, so you can probably go back to any episode and I talk about something, potentially, about it. So that's that. And it's done and it's finished, and it felt so good to get it finished. Honestly, I was excited about the finished project, but just the fact that it was done and off my needles, I was like, that's good enough for me. Like, I don't even care if it fits. It's done. It's over. Thank goodness it fits. And yeah, so he'll be wearing this, hopefully. What I'm scared about, he really wanted this for hunting season. He'll be in the woods, and like hiking and walking and stuff, and I know it's gonna get snagged on stuff. So yeah, I wanted this to be something to last him a while, and I think it will. I just know that it's gonna get a little rough and tough out there in the wilderness. So, I don't know. I know he'll keep it. I know he'll take care of it, but I do know it's inevitable that it's gonna get snagged on something if that's really what he wants to use it for. So, I made him some gloves a couple years ago for turkey season. And they were I did not love making them. They were fingerless, but he loves them because I kind of custom fit them to him, and he wanted them to be higher than most fingerless gloves. So they had individual fingers. They weren't just like one tube, I guess, around these fingers. It was like individual fingers. It was just a lot. And it was fingering weight yarn. It's probably one of the first times I'd ever used fingering weight yarn. I don't think I'd made any socks before that. And it was just a lot. And there were two. I had to make two separate, ones to be done. And he loves those things, but they are not in pristine condition. Thank goodness I used Patton's Croy for those. I need to find them. They're probably in his truck or something, because he wears those all the time whenever it's cold, especially whenever he's hunting and stuff, which makes me happy. Like, they're meant to be used, but they've seen better days. They've been used, that's for sure. So I'm a slightly bit worried that's how the sweatshirt's gonna be, but we'll see. We won't know until we get there, and it's not time yet. So, but that's the long story about his Montreal. Okay, next up, I guess I'll show you this next. This is in no particular order of when I finish things, it's just what's in front of me, but this is my market day bag, and it's finished. I think this was my main project the last podcast I showed y'all, and I loved making this, loved making it. I've since taken it out. This was actually, I had to go grab it out of my car because I took it to the farmer's market yesterday, although the only thing we bought were like 3 pounds of potatoes, and I was like, we're not putting those potatoes in here, like that's way too heavy. I have definitely been babying this bag for sure. Like, I don't put anything super heavy in it. It doesn't have a liner yet. A very kind subscriber commented and linked me to one of her videos that she had made about how to hand sew a liner into your knits, which was exactly what I was looking for. And it seemed like a very clear video. I just have not had time to like sit down and actually do it. So if you're on the hunt for like a good tutorial too, though, I would recommend checking out my last podcast episode and going through the comments, because a video was linked and it was very helpful. But yeah, I haven't done it yet. I think I want to, though, because I won't be babying it as much, and I might even run some elastic through the handle so it's like it doesn't stretch more. But that's one thing I love about this is the handles tie. I didn't think I would like that at first. I honestly considered just grafting them together, but I like the aspect of them tying, because even if it does stretch out, I can always tie them higher. So this was made with linen and cotton summer blend yarn from a dyer who doesn't dye anymore, but it's fingering weight. And I got this pattern out of a book from my library. I will link the book down below because I'm pretty sure that's the only way you can find this pattern, but it's called The Market Day Bag, and I'll link it below because I don't remember the author's name. I'm not prepared. Can you tell? I'm not at all prepared. So this is that. It has 2 little lace portions. I did talk about how I messed up repeatedly on one section of lace, but you can't tell at all. You cannot tell. And I love the garter ridge, and then the straps are garter and it's knit bottom up, and I love this. I would knit this again. It did take me quite a while though. I think it took me a month or 2 to knit this. I do think if I knit this again, I would want it to be in a more neutral color, even though this is pretty neutral. I don't know if you can tell the true color on camera, but it's dyed with avocado, and so it's kind of a very light pink. It's not quite beige or white. It's definitely pink, but not super bright. It definitely feels like a spring bag. I think for the fall specifically, in winter, I would kind of want an oatmeal-y brown one, or even a darker brown. Just like a natural color, natural orange. I don't know, that's just a thought, but I won't be making one again anytime soon just because I'm a little burnt out. This did take a while, but that was really fun. And I have other stuff I want to make, but making a bag was fun, I will say, because I felt like there was no timeline. Like, I didn't really care when I got it done. I know I just said that this color is reminds me of the spring, but whenever I was knitting it, it didn't feel like it had a deadline of a certain season to me, which was nice because a lot of things I make, I tend to make them in the season that I want them for, and then they never end up getting done. I always feel rushed. I'm trying not to do that as much, but this feels like just a staple item that I can use all the time. All the time. I've used it, I guess I've already said this, I've used it quite a bit. Carried it with me yesterday. I have used it at a farmer's market previously and put stuff in it. I've carried it around town. I carried it to a friend's birthday the other day, so yeah, I really like this, and I'm using it a lot already, so I need to make more bags, I think. I want to crochet a bag, like a granny square bag, maybe in some fall colors. But no, I have too much to do. I have too much I want to do. So that is my second finished object. Wow, I have 3 more. This one I'll do pretty quickly because you've seen it before. I finished these socks. So these are just, gosh, I forgot what I did. It's been so long. 3x1 broken rib socks. I did not use a pattern. I just used my own, stitch count for my basic socks that fit me. And I did 3x1 ribbing, and I did 2x2 ribbing on the cuff. Just one color. This is Savannah Rose Handmaids. It was called Midsummer back whenever I purchased it in 2022, I think. But she recently came out with the Midsummer collection, and she had this same colorway, but she renamed it because the whole collection was Midsummer. So I don't know. I don't think she's selling it anymore at the moment. I mean, it might come back in a pre-order or something, but I love it. This was my first super variegated yarn to work with, and it's so fun because every stitch was truly a different color. And it was just fun. I mean, I did basic heel, flap, gusset, basic toe, nothing special except the yarn, and I really liked that I chose a basic texture pattern so that way the yarn could just shine. And I usually do contrast colors for the heel, the toe, and sometimes the cuff, but heel, toe, cuff, no. Heel, toe, cuff. There we go. But this time I just went straight sock. I haven't done that with many of my socks, and I need to because I have some really cool colorways like this one that need to just shine on their own. But that's these socks. And a sad story, I think I disclosed this before, but I haven't worn any of my knitted socks this year. It's still so hot. Even inside. I haven't worn them yet, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I want to get some shoes that really show off my hand-knitted socks. I have Birkenstocks. I think I did talk about this last podcast, so I won't go too into it. I have Birkenstocks, but I feel like they're really rough on the heels of my socks. So, I don't know. Let me know if you have any shoes that you love wearing that show off your knitted socks, because I want some shoes that do. Yeah, that's my spiel. Okay, third finished object? Yeah. Or more socks. And you might be a little bit shocked. I guess you probably won't be if you follow me on Instagram, because I did show these as soon as I knit them. But I hadn't even started on these last time. And they're done. And they've been done for a while. Oh, wow. They look so cool on camera. These are my favorite socks I've ever knitted. Now I can't say much to I mean, they fit. I tried them on, but I haven't worn them yet, so I can't say how they wear. But I mean, look how cool they are. I'm so excited to wear these and show off my socks, and I hope someone's like, wow, cool socks. And I can be like, I knitted those socks. That's what I'm pining for. But yeah, so these are the Sunflower Power Socks by Stone Knits. They are in a set, I think the Field of Sunflowers sock set. And I did actually knit these before, but I modified them to only have one flower and then no other color work. So they were shorties and they were summerish. I went all out. I was like, you know what? I really want some all over color work flower socks. And I was really excited about this pairing as soon as I saw these 2 yarns together. Because I guess I did buy them together. I bought them with a gift card that my sweet coworkers gifted me for being on maternity leave, and whenever I bought these yarns, I didn't think about putting them together until I hung them up in my in my kitchen. I have a little dowel thing that I put them on, and they were side by side, and I was like, those complement each other so well. And I was like, you know what, let's just go for it. We actually have flowers that we grow in our backyard. I don't think I have any in here, but they aren't quite this color. This color to me, the main color, is more red and almost like a brick red. I think it's actually called terracotta, if I can remember. This was, what type of yarn was this? I don't have it with me. This was called smushy yarn, I think. Smushy? Gosh, Dream State? Smushy? God, don't quote me. That's just what my mind is remembering. But it was called terracotta. And whenever I bought it, I thought it was more tonal, and it's not. It's definitely solid, but still love it. And this is Cascade Heritage. I want to say it's called Sunflower Yellow, maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me, because I haven't looked at the labels in a very long time. But our flowers actually in the garden is kind of a combo of these colors. They're more orangey with the petals, and then the inside's like a yellow. So kind of inverted inspiration from my flowers that we grow in the garden, but I love these. What do I need to say about these? It's been a while since I casted these off, I'm not gonna lie, because I think I finished each one of these in a week. Like, so 2 weeks altogether, which is crazy for me. Even like regular socks, I feel like I tend to knit the first one within a week, maybe, just because I'm like, oh, new sock, and I'm so excited. But then the second one, I'm like, oh, I'm so over this. Like, I don't want to knit on it. I want to do something new and different. But after I finished this one, the color work was so addicting. I was like, I need to start the other one, and I flew through it. Loved the color work. I did, however, mess up the motif down here. So I didn't mess up the motif. I actually did a different heel. So the heel that is in the pattern is just a short row heel, and I have never really done a short row heel before. I was getting very confused about where my gaps were, and it was very important to be able to know where they were. And I would look at it and I'd be like, is that a gap? Is that not a gap? And I just got way off, and so I unraveled and I was like, you know what? I've done a German short row heel a couple times on some like half slippery type socks, and I enjoyed it. And so I was like, let's just do that again. And I haven't done it on this thin of yarn, I guess fingering weight yarn before, and I definitely got some holes in my corners. Now you can't see them because I went back and like stitched them up. I don't know if you can tell. I feel like it's really messy whenever I look at it up close. Is it gonna focus? Yeah, so you might be able to tell there's some mistakes in like the corner of the heel. Not even mistakes, just holes, and so I darned them up. But the way that I started my heel and the way that I started my beginning around, I was supposed to swap my beginning around, I think, and so the flowers would match up. So if you see here, like, the flowers alternate every row, like it starts up here, starts down here, starts here. This one was supposed to start right here, or like in between them, so they would still alternate, but because of the way I started my beginning around with my altered heel, it just went straight into another row instead of altering. But honestly, it doesn't bother me. I thought it would at first, but it didn't. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do the second sock the same so they'll match. And I feel like there's so many flowers on these, you can't really tell whenever you're just looking at them plain that there's like a mistake in the motif. What else did I do? I feel like there was actually a lot of things with these that didn't go wrong, but I guess really just the heel. And then me darning up the stitches. I didn't do the perfect job. Of course. I'm not good at details. In life, I feel like I am a detailed-oriented person with work, perhaps, but, like, with fun, not super detail-oriented. I wanted to get it done. It was the last step of these socks, and I was like, just stitch them up and you're good to go. They'll be in my shoe anyways, you know, who's gonna see the heel? And yeah, I think that's the only thing about these. I can't even remember what size I made. It's been a long time. I say a long time. Probably has been a month since I casted these off. So fast. I am looking forward to doing more colorwork socks. Although now I think I knit these so fast and was so excited. I think this took a lot of my sock mojo without realizing it. I have some socks I'll show you in my whips, but I have not been working on them at all. So, which is, I wouldn't say disappointing, because I'm knitting on other stuff I'm excited about, but fall to me is a time for socks. The fall of socks. Y'all know I've talked about this before, but recently I just haven't been knitting socks. I think this took it out of me. I'm like, this was a lot of work. It was fun, but... So yeah, highly recommend this pattern. It comes with another pattern that's a different, like, sunflower motif, which is fun, so... But I highly recommend all of her colorwork socks. I like these too because there's only 2 colors, so it's not crazy, and the motif was pretty easy to pick up on once I did a couple flowers. Like, I would say once I did 2 flowers, I just, like, kind of knew, and I could definitely see, it's, like, very defined. You know kind of what you need to do next if you already know the flower before, so that's my spiel. Love these bad boys. I'm very excited to wear them in some Birkenstocks. I think in boots they'd be cool, like these showing. And yeah, I need some other revealing shoes so I can show these off, but those are my socks. One last finished object, I believe. So here we go. It's a hat. I knit Wilder this hat in a mad rush. This is the Hipster Hat by Petite Knit. It is actually the child size hat. I knit this. So there are 4 options, I think. Maybe just 3. Maybe 4. There's a baby, there's a child, and then there's 2 adult options, I think. So the baby and child there's not much difference in those 2 hats besides the length. And so I saw that and I was like, I should just knit it to the child's length so that way, because it's stretchy, like it'll grow as he grows, as you can see. But I knit it to the child's length so that way he could wear it now and he can wear it later. I'm just, so like, this is the tube. It's pretty long. So if I flip it up once, it's too big for him right now. Like that's just flipping up the brim one time. But if I flip the brim up twice, it fits his little head. So, and I put it on him the other day. It was so cute, given it was 100 degrees outside. We were inside, but I took it off immediately. But it's really cute on him. So cute. So this is knit with the Barocco Vintage DK in the color Pumpkin Spice, I think. I had this left over in stash because I knit Wilder. If you watched my last video, you would have seen it because it was everything I knit Wilder last year. But I knit him a little romper with this, and I had this left over. So I was really excited to use what's in my stash. I still have a little bit. I honestly might rip that romper up and use the yarn for something else, but I don't even know how much yardage this used. It wasn't very much. More than the baby though, because I did knit the child's longer size, but it's really cute. Just a basic 2x2? 2x1? No, 2x2 ribbed hat. The decreases are nice. I really like the way the decreases look on the top, and it just looks, I don't know, he needs a hat. I think going back to my last video, what I literally just mentioned, everything I knit Wilder, I realized after filming that he wore a lot of hats and that I needed to get on the hat game because his head was larger than it was last year. So I did, this is one hat that I've got done for him, and I know he'll wear it in the winter at least. I don't know about fall, unless a gosh dang cold front comes through, but it's so cute. So there's not much I want to say about this. It's a super straightforward pattern. I do like that there's multiple sizes. But yeah, I was honestly a little surprised that the only big difference, maybe I'm saying too much, but was the length and the baby and child size. But because that pattern comes with adult sizes, I think I want to knit myself one and Logan one. Not for Christmas or anything, no timeline, no deadline, but I think it'd be really cute for us to all have family hipster hats in different colors and stuff. So that's that. So cute, so little, even though it's the child size. Gosh, it's so cute. Oh, I also knit this for the knit along that's going on right now from Emily from High Fiber Knits, the tomato soup core make along. Basically just anything tomato soup inspired. That color I love. I mean, these are even tomato soupy. I love that color. I love the color of soup, specifically tomato soup, and so it just felt right. So that's why I casted this on. I was like, you know what, you've been wanting to make him a hat. Just use your leftover from stash, it'll be perfect. And it is. I'm so excited for him to wear this. It's so cute. It reminds me of, I've never seen this movie, but Life of Aquatic, I think, the Wes Anderson film. I think, gosh, what's his name? The very famous actor wears a hat kind of like this in that movie, like a red, almost looks like a fisherman hat with the folded brim, but I like it. And that's it. It's a hat, super simple, but I really do want to knit more hats here in the future, and I have one hat-ish thing on the needles, which might surprise you, but maybe it won't. And I'm excited to get that done too. So those are all of my not even works in progress. Those are all my finished objects. So let's get into works in progress, shall we? Let me take a quick sip first. I'm working myself up. Okay, so I have a very large pile. We can start with this. So this is the thing I'm currently working on the most, probably. It is a little sweater. Little sweater for Wilder. This, I am using the Teddy Bear Sweaty, Teddy Bear Sweater pattern by Petite Knit. It is a pattern I've used before, actually twice. It's just a pretty basic raglan. It has a cute little teddy bear embroidery you can do on it. But this one I'm modified quite a bit. For starters, that pattern is DK, and I am using fingering weight yarn. I decided to knit him the 12 to 18 month size, I think, because I want this to be his birthday sweater. Which is so crazy, he's gonna be 1 soon, but so my idea for this, I wanted it to be in fingering weight yarn because I had it laying around. I had a ton of it. So I'm using Knit Picks Twill fingering. Love this yarn so much, but I don't know what came over me last year. I guess I had a project in mind for Wilder and I ordered like 5 balls of this. And I've knit I've knit a couple things. I knit him a hat out of it last year. This was featured in his little Friday baby sweater in the stripes. Then I also knit myself a little kerchief, which I'll probably rip up. We don't have to talk about that. Yeah, so I've been using this. And I had some extra twill left over too that I used on his Friday sweater baby. That was like the main color of it. So I decided to use that for like the collar, and I'll use it for the sleeve cuffs and the bottom hemming? I'm sorry. I'm tired. Can I reiterate that? I'm tired. So yeah, and I just finished the body. Now, even though it's fingering, I'm not modifying any of the numbers at all. I'm just knitting fingering, because Wilder, I think I might have mentioned this before, but he's a pretty small guy. And he's continuing to be small. The more points we go to, he's still in the smallish, percentile category, which, fine. He's all good, but so I was kind of worried this would be too big for him. We'll see. I might not knit it as long as the 12 to 18 month size, but I do want him to fit him for a while. So if anything, I feel like oversized is so cute on babies too. I'll just like roll up the sleeves, but my idea for this is to either duplicate stitch his name, like his whole name on the front, which I know I can do because I knit my friend's baby a teddy bear sweater like this. It was in the 3-month size and his name has the same amount of letters as Wilder's. So I'm like, it can be done. It's just, confession, I hate duplicate stitching things. Hate it. Like, hate. Especially if it's a design that needs to look good. I'm not a fan. Every time I forget, which I guess I don't do it enough to truly remember, but every time I feel like I forget how to do it, I have to watch a million videos, put the thread through the thing, and then I always do it backwards. I don't have the patience. So, I don't know. I'm either going to do his whole name, which I know it'll be a slug, but it'll look so cute. I know it will. Or I could do, like, just a big old W. Slap a dub on there and be good. Like a little Weasley sweater. My plan is for him to wear this on his first birthday. I know. His first birthday is so wild, but it would be so cute. Imagine the pictures, and then he'll be able to wear it for quite a while. So yeah. I'm excited. It is going. I enjoy raglans a lot. I think I knit the yoke. Is it yoke or yoke? I'm gonna say yoke. I knit the yoke, like within a few days. And I'm not going fast on this either. I'm just knitting on it a little bit every day, and it's getting there. It's so cute. So I'm excited for this. I love this color. This is the color Serpent Heather. Yeah, Serpent Heather. Love this color. I would knit me something in this yarn. This is superwash. It's fingering 100% merino wool, I think. 100% superwash merino. It's so nice. It's kind of the color of my romper. Yeah. I would knit myself something in this. I'm not sure what. I've been toying with the idea. It is my birthday month. My birthday's in October, and I never do anything for my birthday, but since being on a yarn budget, which I actually broke. I broke my yarn ban, which I didn't really call it a ban, more of a budget, but technically ban. It has been broken, but for good reason. And I'm thinking about ordering myself some yarn for my B-day and making a sweater. Because I haven't made myself a sweater in a really long time. Maybe I'll knit something out of this yarn. I don't know. It's hard to make decisions because honestly, this year I'll probably just make one sweater for myself, if that. And so narrowing down the sweater I want to make and the yarn I want to make it in is hard. I don't know. More on that later. Logan has a Wilder and he's napping right now and I can hear him griping. He just learned how to gripe. So he must have woken up and started griping. It's fine. Logan's got this. Anyways, that's a Wilder sweater. So, really excited about it. And yeah, that's about it. Making the 12 to 18 month size in fingering weight yarn. Did not change needle sizes, nothing. Just going with it. And I'll be measuring too to make sure it's on, track. But that's Wilder's sweater. I guess I have 2 more yeah, I have 2 more whips. Let me show you this one. This is the hat-ish I was talking about, hat-ish item on my whip list. Can y'all guess what this is? Oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. This is the perfect circle. Honestly, I haven't worked on this in a week, I think, because I got to this point and I was like, it's the perfect circle. Like how, I just want to stare at it like this. So this is the, oh, I don't know if I can pronounce this correctly, so forgive me, but the Kutar Beret by Sari Nordland. I haven't caught y'all up. I have been watching Gossip Girl religiously. I've never watched it before, and honestly, it's not something I would normally be drawn to. I'm not a big like New York gal. I'm not super infatuated by New York, or I wasn't until I started watching the series. My cousin told me to watch it. He told me I would like it, and he was right. I do like it. It's so good. The characters are so bad, but so good. I don't know if anyone else has watched Gossip Girl and loves it, let me know. But I was really inspired. There is a lot of knitwear in Gossip Girl, especially. I think because it was made in like 2007, I think, or 2006, the first season. And I want to say around season 2 or 3, they started wearing berets a ton. Like, they wore the heck out of berets. I don't know if that was a thing back then. I remember seeing myself. Maybe it was. I don't know if I've talked about this before. I feel like I have, but there's one picture I remember of me going to the Twilight premiere in 2007. I have a Team Jacob shirt on, burnout, and I also have a like very slouchy beret on. So maybe berets were a big thing back then, like in late 2000s. I don't know, mid 2000s. I don't know. I was young. I don't remember, but they've been wearing the heck out of berets, and I was like, well, I've told myself I've wanted to knit a beret before, but honestly, I just wasn't brave enough to. I feel like, I don't know if they're dated or if it's a Parisian thing only. I feel like berets did come back in style though, like whenever I was in college a few years ago. I remember seeing them in like Urban Outfitters. I just remember seeing more berets. And I remember we bought my now sister-in-law a beret, or my mom did. I don't know, I have all these visions of like berets in the past, but I don't see many today. I don't know if it's like just out of style or what, but I decided, you know what, I don't care if it's in style or out of style or dated. I don't care. I want to channel my inner Blair Waldorf and wear a freaking beanie. So wow, look at this yarn, y'all. Is this not the best autumn thing ever? Like, I am obsessed. Oh, I'm obsessed. I imagine myself wearing this on like the streets of New York. Not that, I don't know if I'll ever even go to New York in my entire lifetime, but I don't know, it's just like the essence of it. It's so nice. I love it. I really loved the way this is knit up. I love knitting it from, you knit it from the inside out, and so it gets bigger, kind of like the way I knit my bag. And I love this construction. It is a little fiddly because like I started on DPNs, I didn't do magic loop. I'm not a big fan of magic loop in general, so it was a bit fiddly, but once I got going it was better, and I love this. Now, one thing I will say, I'm using this yarn. This yarn's, let me see. I can never remember. I got this yarn maybe over a year ago. I got it in Houston. I remember when I got it. So this is a Madeline Tosh Winter Wheat is the colorway, and it's Tosh Merino Light. So it's 100% super wash merino wool. Let me see. So it's actually categorized as super fine yarn. And so this pattern is DK. Maybe I should reverse. I actually tried to knit myself a beanie up with this yarn, and this yarn has been through a lot, actually. I forgot, actually, until this very moment, which it wasn't like a struggle, like I wasn't mad about it, but I am holding this double. So I'm holding it double because it's categorized as super fine, and it's a DK weight pattern. I first tried to knit myself a hipster hat with this same held double because the hipster hat is DK as well. And I did not like it. The gauge was super tight. I don't know, I always wonder, I'm like, is fingering held double always DK or is it worsted? Like, I don't know. And this one was categorized as super fine, but it is single plied. So it's not unspun, but it's single ply, so it has a bit of fluff to it because of that, and I wonder if that makes it a bit heavier putting it together. I don't know, so it was hurting my hands, which is funny because I decided to hold a double for this, but I ripped it back, and then I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just knit the child size instead of the hipster hat, and then go up a couple needle sizes. And then I really looked at it, and I was like, I don't know. And then I saw someone post on Instagram, and it was, they posted some berets, and I was like, okay, I'm inspired again. I forgot I wanted to knit one, but now I should. And I remembered, like, I was watching Gossip Girl, and I saw these berets, and so I thought, you know what, this color is so perfect. It would be the perfect fall beret. And I've always wanted to knit this beret specifically. Oh, that's the wrong side. But I've had my eye on this beret specifically for a while, and I just haven't had the courage to knit it. So I told myself, you know what, let's do it. But originally that pattern is knit with fingering weight and mohair held double. And I actually have some leftover mohair. It would have been a game of yarn chicken if I would have made it to the end. But I started out, so I frogged 2 beanies that I started, and then I started a couture beret with 1 strand of this yarn and 1 strand of that mohair. It was white, and so I knit on it for a night, and I couldn't really see it in the dark. And the next day I looked at it, and I love this color so much, but with the white mohair, it just really diluted the yellows in it. So like the green yellow, it was just very diluted, and I didn't love that. So I was like, you know what, I'll just hold it double again, it'll be fine. And so it's held double, and I'm using US 3 needles, and oh my gosh, it is hurting my hands like the hipster beanie was, but worse because I think it's at a smaller needle size. But it's okay. The final product will be worth it. It just really hurts my hands to knit on for a long time. So I'm taking it like 1 round at a time. I haven't worked on it in a week, I don't think, but it's so pretty. I love the lace. I love doing the lace. It's just I wish I had a different yarn combo, but oh well. Maybe for spring. I have some knitting for olive merino, and I have that white mohair that's left over that I could use potentially and knit another one, but for now, this is gonna be my autumn beret, y'all. I mean, can you even imagine? I'm back. I had a baby visitor for a minute, but what was I saying? I just like this. It's the perfect circle right now. I'm excited to see it grow. I think I have like 30 more rounds of lace, which sounds like a lot, but I'm excited. I mean, I don't know how often I will wear this, but I'm excited to try. Yeah, I don't even know how to wear a beret. I don't know how to wear a beret. I don't know what to wear with. All I wear are sweatshirts in the fall and biker shorts. I don't know. Maybe this will be, what do you call it? Like a inspiration to wear something different for fall. Inspiration for my entire wardrobe. Just revolve everything around this beret. So I'm excited though. And I guess I'll let you know how much I actually wear the beret. That's it. I'm in no rush to finish this because of our weather. Like, our weather is so hot right now. I'm feeling very relaxed on the timeline of this. Like, I definitely want it done around fall, winter, but I mean, I think November will be fine. Like, I don't know. I have a while to go. It is really fun though to see it knit up in the circle. I'm just obsessed with the circle, honestly. I love knitting circles. Yeah, that's my couture beret. I'm excited about it. It's hurting my hands so bad, but I think honestly that's why I've been knitting on Wilder's teddy bear sweater, because that is fingering weight yarn on it's a really loose gauge the way that I modified it, so my hands have been getting a break, which is good. Okay, oh my gosh, I have 2 more whips. Wow, okay. I'll go through these fast because I think my child is starting to get a little antsy without me, but I started this and I haven't knit on it in a few weeks. So this is actually a cardigan, something I've told myself I've needed to knit for a very long time. This is the Marguerite cardigan. I will link everything below. I have no idea how to pronounce things, so please bear with me, but this is a cardigan I actually bought the pattern for a very long time ago. Like, I think whenever it first came out, maybe 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I was in Washington. And it is a lace. It has a lace motif going up the side. Of course, you can't see it that well. This isn't the best way to show you, but it is bottom up, which I don't love doing because I can't really measure. I'm not great at measuring bottom up, but I was not about to modify it because I don't know how, but I mean it's good. It's on some bulkier yarn weight. I think this is technically Aran, so I don't know if this yarn looks familiar to you, but it's actually from my very first sweater that I'm ripping up. I'm gonna repurpose it, and so I had this left over, but I'm gonna have to dig into that old sweater and frog it, which is gonna be a pain because that sweater is held double, and I'm gonna have to separate it because it's just one strand of this yarn. So this is Knit Picks Wonder Fluff. The one thing that I think is really making my motivation go down about this is the color. I can't tell. On camera it kind of looks gray, but in person it has like a beigey. It's like in between oatmeal, gray. I personally like things that are warm tones, and this is not. Like, it's dead in the middle. It's not cool, it's not warm, but it's not gray either, totally. Like, I know it looks gray on camera maybe, but it's not one of my favorite colors. That said, it is the most neutral you could ever get, so I think this will be a good piece that I don't need to worry about finishing in the fall. I think I could finish it in the spring or even the summer and still wear it, because inside places I like to bring cardigans and jackets and stuff. I do think this color will go with a lot. It's not my favorite. I don't know what to say about this. I think I would like it better if it were either starkly gray or brown or, oatmeal or something. It's just, I don't know. It depends on what lighting it's in. I kind of wish I would have held a warm-toned mohair with it maybe, but I don't love mohair to begin with, so I don't know. But, I mean, it's fun to knit. It's pretty basic, just on the side panels I have to pay attention to the lace chart. I imagine this ending up faster. It took me like 3 days to even just do the ribbing on the bottom. I don't know, I just imagined that I would just start this and then it'd be done in a week, which is very unrealistic expectations, especially for me. But after a while, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put this down and on other stuff I'm excited about, because I don't necessarily need this for fall. Like, it'll be good to have, I think, just as a staple in general. I also wasn't sure about the yarn, because I did not love the way this yarn knit up in my other sweater, but it was held double on an extremely large needle. And so I think going down to just one strand in like a super tight gauge, not even super tight, just normal gauge, this yarn is fluffy. Like, it feels really good. There's no itch to it right now, so I'm really happy with how that feels. Yeah, I think this will be a good staple. I just am not really motivated to knit on it right now, but that's okay. Honestly, I might put this away, like put it in a bag and get it out whenever I feel like it. I'm not stressed about it. I'm not wanting to rip it up just yet, because sometimes I do that, or I have done that recently. Like, if something lingers for too long, I just hate it, even though I could potentially work on it later, and I'll rip it up anyways and forget about it. So, I don't know, but I'm excited. I've seen what it looks like whenever it's finished, and the finished product is beautiful. And I've never knit myself a cardigan before, like a functional long sleeve cardigan. So I need this. I just need a cardigan, to be honest. And I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but for some, like, subconsciously, I've told myself, because I knit things, I can't buy store-bought knits. Like, I stray away from sweaters, I stray away from cardigans, but, like, realistically, I need a cardigan. So I could just buy a cardigan to have one, but I haven't, because I'm, like, feel guilty about it. I don't know. That's a weird side note, but, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll buy a store-bought cardigan, so I don't feel so much pressure to knit this, but I do want to finish it. So, just going along, slagging along. Lastly, I decided to pick back up this sock. You probably have seen the sock before. Not finished though, I don't think. Or maybe half finished. But this is the Magic Toadstool sock by Stone Knits. I finished this sock back in like February or March, I think. I started it right after Wilder was born. This was my very first project to start after I had him, and of course it took me forever because I had a baby, he was newborn, he's still a handful, anyways, still, gotta take care of my baby. But yeah, I finished this one, and I thought, after I finished that Sunflower Power sock, I was like, you know what, we're not gonna start any new socks, we're gonna finish these, because I only need to knit one sock and I'll have a whole pair, like, it's already done. So I did the cuff, and then I got to the parts where I need to start the color work, and quite honestly, this was my nap sock. Like, I worked on it whenever he napped, and it was by my rocking chair. but none of my other yarns that I needed for the color work have been by my rocking chair, so I have not worked on it because of that reason, even though I could easily move them. I just haven't yet. So yeah, this one, I'm in no rush. I would like to get these done in October. That said, mushrooms for me, I feel like recently I've noticed they're kind of a fall thing, but I love mushrooms all year round. Like mushrooms are not seasonal for me. They're all year round sort of situation. So I'm excited to get these done. This is Cascade Heritage, just in different colors. I don't even know what colors they are. The one regret I do have about this sock is that I did the contrasting heel in white or like cream, and that's not gonna go good with my dogs because we have a black lab and we have a Basset Hound Redbone mix and they both shed, and I just know there's definitely gonna be some black hairs in here. So that's like my one regret, but I don't regret it enough to not finish it, you know? So maybe these will be like shoes only socks, not around the house socks. I don't know, but I'm excited to finish it. I just haven't worked on the sock yet. That's all I gotta say about it. Alrighty, so like I said earlier, I broke my yarn band. It's broken. I mean, it's still like in effect. Like I have a budget for sure, but I broke it for gift knitting and for traveling. So let me show you. I guess I'll start with my travels. So I guess back in August, we took Wilder to the beach with my family, and it was so fun. We live like 45 minutes away from the beach, but we like went. We had a little Airbnb we stayed at. My family traveled and came with us, and it was just the best time. And we also took the ferry to Galveston. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Galveston. We've been there a lot growing up as kids. It's fun to go over on the ferry. It's more of a busy city town than where we were staying, like across on the peninsula. But it's just, I don't know, people were there, you know, it's a busy city. It has like not even a city, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. There is like a downtown area, it's called the Strand, so we like to go down there. There's a really cool ice cream shop. There's just lots to do in Galveston, so we went there for the day. We took Wilder, me and my parents did, and then while Wilder was asleep in the car, I was like, y'all, before we get back on the ferry, there's one stop I have to make. I needed to go to the yarn store in Galveston, and they were like, yes, we'll like stay in the car while he naps. They literally just drove around while I was in this yarn store for like 15 quick minutes. But I think there's only one yarn store in Galveston. It's called Joyfully Stranded, if I'm not mistaken. It's a bead shop and a yarn shop, and it was so nice, so cool. It's just so fun to go to like a new fresh yarn shop traveling. That's like one of my favorite things to do, traveling, if I find out they have a yarn shop. So the owner, I got to meet her. She was super sweet, super nice, and I got these two yarns. So I got some sock yarn. I love getting sock, oops, it's upside down. I love getting sock yarn when I travel, because then I can make some like travel inspired socks. I haven't started these yet. I'm not sure if I will. I might wait till winter because I like the blues. I definitely got them because they reminded me of the sea and like we were on the beach. So, but yeah, I have never really used hand painted yarn before. So this is, oh, I can't say that word, I'm sorry. I'll put it up here so you can see it. This yarn brand, and I've never seen this brand before, but she had a couple skeins in her store, and then this was some yarn that she dyed. It is not showing up that well, but it's like this very deep turquoise blue, very cool toned, very, very pungent. Is that a smell descriptive word? Maybe that's not the word I'm thinking of, but it's very, the color is there, like it's very much there. I wish it's not showing up really, but so I got this. The yarn owner told me that she dyed this herself, and not only that, but it was her very first skein of yarn to dye. So she was like, the yarn took the color very well. I would highly recommend giving it a bath just to make sure it doesn't bleed, because she noticed I bought these two together and she was like, I would hate for this to bleed onto this. I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. So I gave it lots of baths. It's still blue. The water's still blue. I gave it some baths. I put it in a wool wash. I did a vinegar bath. I've done lots of things. If anyone has any tips for like making sure the dye is not going to run and it's like, you know, stuck, please let me know. Because I'm kind of afraid to put it together now. Although, that said, this piece of string has been on there holding it together, and it's white and it hasn't really dyed at all, even though like the bath water is blue. I don't know. It's definitely not as it's not, the dye isn't running to the water as much as it was. But it's been a while since I've tried to give it a bath. So, but, you know, I'm excited. It's super special because not only did I get this from Galveston, and I got to meet the shop owner for a minute, and I got some of her very own hand-dyed yarn. So I'm excited to knit with these. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a textured sock or what. Not sure. Haven't thought about it yet. But I was excited to add those. This is my stash. Gosh, sorry. I feel like I'm talking very fast. Wilder is getting anxious for his mom, so I'm trying to wrap this up. But also got these. I got some stitch markers. I never ever invest in stitch markers ever. I don't know, I just always use, I have these like jumpers, these little ring jumpers I use a lot, but these, they were fish. I don't know if you can see them. And she had them in her shop, and I was like, you know what, why not? Like, why is this not focusing? I was like, why not? There's lots of cool fish. We're at the ocean. Or, you know, the Gulf. Let's get them. So I did. And that was my souvenir to myself. It's been such a long time since I bought yarn for myself. I felt good about it. It's like, this is fun. And other people got seashell bracelets. I got some yarn, so works out. Last two acquisitions I got are for gift knits. Look at these. Okay, so this I got from Joann's, and this is Eddie Bauer yarn. Excuse me. They had a lot of different brands of, like, different branded yarn. Like, they had Juicy Couture, and I was like, what? I did not know Juicy was into yarns, but I'm sure it's just like a collaboration they did. But these are both Eddie Bauer. They're 100% acrylic, and they have this really cool marled look. I mean, they look like some Eddie Bauer socks you'd see. But I got this one for my sweet Nana, as you know, or as you might know. She requests socks. She doesn't even request them. She loves getting my handmade socks. She will hint at wanting some every year for Christmas, and every year I've been giving her some for the past 2 years, I guess. I've knit her 3 pairs of socks in total. But she really likes them as house slippers. She likes something to keep her feet warm while she's in the house. And she has a very specific foot size for women. So like she has to custom order a lot of her shoes, and it's just hard for her to find good fitting socks. So I enjoy customizing socks for her. Now I did get 2 because I could not remember how many yards it took me to make her socks last year. I think I'm going to make her Sunday socks again, or maybe some like thick cabled socks. I'm not real sure. But I did get this one as maybe an accent color if I needed it. And if I don't, I'll probably knit myself some Sunday socks with this from Petite Knit. But yeah, those are for gift knits. And that's exciting. I'm trying to think. I think the only gift knits I'm doing are my Nana's socks. I want to knit Wilder a Christmas sweater. I think I want to knit him the Storm Sweater by Petite Knit. I have some leftover yarn. I don't think I ever actually used it. That's not true. I did use it once. But I have some leftover yarn from last year. Some like white-ish yarn that I want to use for that. Then what else? I feel like, I want to knit Wilder a little teddy bear. Someone had a great idea last episode. Whenever I showed all my baby knits, I was talking about his newborn knits. And there's one sweater in particular that I would love to keep forever. It's his little, I called it his birthday sweater. It's his Friday sweater baby that I've talked about a couple times already. But someone told me that they bought a stuffed teddy bear. Or maybe just teddy bear, which I guess they're all stuffed. Yeah. Someone bought a teddy bear for their son, and then they put some of his hand-knit newborn stuff on it, or even just hand-knit baby stuff on it, and he kept that teddy bear. And he's like, I think she said 20 maybe, or 30 today. He's an adult. And that was just so sweet. I was like, wow. But I want to be extra, and I want to knit him a teddy bear just because I can. Probably don't have the time, but so I have been scouring my local yarn shops for teddy bear-esque yarn. I did find a free pattern online. I guess I'll share it if I cast it on, because I don't really remember what it was called, but it was a free pattern. It was by Barocco, and it's for very cute, simple teddy bear, it seems like. I think you knit both pieces, and then you seam them together, like the front and the back, and you seam that together. So I'm on the hunt for some teddy bear yarn. I did not find any that I liked at any of my local craft shops. I even searched my local knitting shop, although what I'm looking for is pretty specific, almost like a boucle, but I don't really want it to be boucle. I'd rather it just be acrylic for him. But that's really my only knitting plans. I might try to knit me and Logan a hat for Christmas together. And yeah, that's it. Just Manana, Wilder, Logan. We'll see if I stick to that. Gift knitting stresses me out, to be honest. I love doing it for Wilder, I love doing it for Manana, but like anything else, like, wow, it's a lot. Alrighty, well, that's it. Thanks for joining, y'all. This was a long one. Wow, this was a really long one. I don't think my card has ever filled up on me before, but hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully I'll be back soon. I'm not gonna like put money on that. I don't know, you know, I'm trying to get it together. I've just been struggling a little bit, not in a bad way, just energy-wise. It's been rough, but it's okay. Yeah, I hope you all have a great fall. I hope it feels like fall where you are. Thanks for sticking along, whether you are from the knit along or if you're just now learning about the knit along. I'm gonna link everything that I have available below. I wish I was more prepared, but I will definitely link the next knitathon. Did I say knit along? I meant knitathon. I don't know what I said. I will knit the next person, the next podcaster in the knitathon below, so you can check them out too. And yeah, it should be a fun day filled with fun. I know I'm excited to watch everyone's podcast and just excited to like knit. I mean, I love knitting anyways, so why not dedicate a whole day to it? So yeah, anyways, I'm rambling, of course, and I guess I'll see y'all next time.